Hello, thanks for joining me. I spent most of my day yesterday going through every single one of the 154 hits you'll get on the DOJ's Epstein website if you search for Dalai Lama. I was a little bit disturbed to find that the Dalai Lama was mentioned in the files. I had heard someone mention that, and so I just by curiosity decided to look into it a little bit, and it turned into about a 5-hour ordeal looking at 154 things. I'm gonna break it down for you here. There's lots of duplicates, and like email chains. So there's replies and replies and replies and replies. So there's actually only something like 11 or 12 separate items. There's a list which is undated, which I'll talk about toward the end. And there are 10 email chains, 8 of which, or no, I think maybe 7 of which have nothing but information about the just information about the Dalai Lama, media references, and so on. Let's work through these email chains chronologically. The oldest one is from May 25th of 2010, from a Martin Nowak, who is an evolutionary biologist and mathematician, which was sent to Epstein. It was a job referral for a Jade Huang, whose resume mentioned having set up an event pro bono for the Dalai Lama, as we can see here. Pro bono work for the Dalai Lama. All right, so then we've got this is a communique from a club in Manhattan, an elite Manhattan club called the Core Club, I guess, which obviously Epstein must have been somewhat associated with. They sent this to him, and I think he sent back saying, "Why am I receiving this?" So somehow he got on their list and didn't want to be. But in any case, that's why this was in here, was because it was in his emails or whatever, and it does mention the Dalai Lama, but it's just this newsletter told about a Tibetan Lama who allowed the Dalai Lama to escape, basically. And then, what else do we got? Then I'm gonna have to bring up the footage for it, but basically Thailand, a Thai royal family member sent an email on December 8th of 2012 to Epstein promoting a book by the Dalai Lama and mentioning a Thai foundation for children. This is relevant only because Epstein commented that 1 million children is a massive pool to tap into. Tap into what? A massive pool to tap into. So, but from what we're going to see, get my face in there once in a while at least. We're gonna see in a little bit here. There might have been a genetic element that he was looking at these 1 million children as a good pool to tap into for, I don't know, brilliant children or something or other. But in any case, obviously it might have been something darker than that. So next we're gonna look at. On June 14th, 2013, Epstein emailed a Huffington Post article on the Dalai Lama to one Olivier Colombe or something, commenting, "He agrees with me." So I believe what he was agreeing with was that the Dalai Lama around that time had said, and a couple other times too, that the next Dalai Lama might possibly be a woman, but that if so, she would need to be attractive. And some people found that understandably offensive. So I think that's what what Epstein's talking about as far as him agreeing with that comment. Then there's this David Lopez who's trying to set up an interview, and he wants to get an interview with Epstein, and he mentions that he has interviewed the Dalai Lama, Charles Manson, and some other relevant people. That's the only connection there. So then we come to 3 email chains, or emails, whatever. This chain here starts out with on May 10th, 2015, Jeffrey Epstein writing to Joy Ito and maybe another person or two. Fun dinner would be Dalai Lama, Woody Allen, Chomsky. Let's do it. And then we shortly, the next day, see something similar, which is I'm working on the Dalai Lama for dinner. And then finally, in this sort of May 2015 meeting thing, we've got Lawrence Krauss, who can't remember who he is, wrote, among other things, is dinner with Woody and Dalai Lama on May 19th fixed? And so that sounds reasonably like something was set up and he wanted to know if it was fixed yet. So there's no other emails, that refer to this supposed meeting in May of 15. No other, nothing else in these files that I found searching for the Dalai Lama that mention that meeting. But maybe if someone looked down, because, Woody, as in Woody Allen was mentioned, looking up Woody Allen might possibly turn up something regarding this May meeting. And originally, I think there was mention of possibly Chomsky. Yeah, there was mention somewhere down there about Chomsky, but apparently, now he's not mentioned in this most recent communication. So we do not know for sure whether there was a meeting, but it raises a slight question. Then we move to one from Tom Pritzker, who is the brother of J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois. This is Tom Pritzker just mentioning to Jeffrey that he's seen the Dalai Lama for early lunch that day or the next day or whatever. And that's, it's not Jeffrey Epstein going to see him. It's Tom Pritzker going to see him. Two more of these sort of email type things. Both of these are from Deepak Chopra. This first one, Deepak Chopra is just mentioning, I had questioned the Dalai Lama on yoga of dreams or something or other several times and realized he knew very little even on Tibetan Buddhism. He's just a nice guy with a Nobel Prize and a lot of the world in awe because of his uniform, saffron robes. And then the very last one is also from Deepak Chopra, and actually this one, all he does is just literally mention the Dalai Lama Center here. The Dalai Lama Center for Ethics and Transformative Ethics at MIT. So, okay, so hold on. Don't get ahead of yourself here, son. You're not supposed to see that yet. So that takes care of pretty much those email chains, and so they don't show anything other than a possible meeting in May of 2015, which, would be nice to follow up on somehow. But basically there's no other no other communications. There's nothing from, the Dalai Lama or, as far as I can tell, his agents trying to set up meetings or anything else. There's certainly no mention that I found of visits to islands or to Zorro Ranch or anything. So I think it's, somewhat of a cautionary tale that just because you're mentioned in the Epstein files doesn't necessarily mean that you're guilty. So then, but as I was searching for the Dalai Lama, as I have said, I came across this. This was one of the hits here. It might have been mentioned 4 or 5 times, but in any case. So here we've got what appears to be a list of people with blue eyes. Something to do with the 92nd Street Y, which I guess, according to ChatGPT, it was like sort of a cultural place or a meeting place that was fairly famous or something, probably in Manhattan, I suppose. So he's got 92nd Street Y potential list, and he's got a total of 7 people. Without Asians, 61. And then he mentions that he also excluded Indians because they don't have blue eyes, they're brown-eyed. So blue-eyed people, it's 44. Then he's got 2 people he's not sure what color their eyes are. Why does Jeffrey Epstein care what color these people's eyes are? So here's the whole list. We're just going to kind of let it run through so you can take a look if you want to. I'd be interested to know who all these people are. There's a Koch, Koch, the Koch brothers maybe. There's genetics pioneers of different types in here. Innovation, neuroscientist, physicist, media people, futurists, psychologists. So that's down to the end of it, just so you got the whole list. And then here, see, look at this. Peter Thiel is in the list. One of these people who wants to spread his white genes all over the universe. David Brooks, who, well, hold it. David Brooks was on, like, PBS or something. I can't remember what it was called, not Counterpoint. But anyway, David Brooks is a conservative commentator or whatever. And then last but not least here, we've got Elon Musk listed in this satanic list of people with with blue eyes. So I don't know. Why did Jeffrey Epstein care about all these people with blue eyes? Was he looking to start some master race or something? I thought he wanted to personally sire every person of the new race. But anyway, so I'm just going to leave you with that. Thanks very much for watching.